Hello, Cheers to Business listeners. I'm Ashley Smith, Vice President of Wholesale Pharmacy for DocRx and listener of Cheers to Business. And I want to tell you about the great company I work for. DocRx is a family-oriented company dedicated to tailor operational solutions for patient health and compliance programs that increases the quality and efficiency of patient-centered care, and always with the mission of the patient's health first. With over 10 years of experience helping doctors and their patients with diagnostic tests, patient monitoring, medical supplies, compliance, wholesale pharmacy, physician dispensing, billing, and much more. DocRx is your patient and health compliance solution, both under one roof. To find out how DocRx can help you, your hospital, pharmacy, physician's offices, and any PPE you need for your businesses, please visit us at docrx.com. That's docrx.com, DOCRX.com. Now enjoy the show.
I just talked to this float guy, Craig Stevens with Carnival Artists, and he is renting us float pieces. And I was like, okay, count me in. And when I met Craig the first time, he said, 3 days ago, I was not sleeping at night. I didn't know how I was going to pay my people. And they're so important to me. I want them to be able to pay their bills. And now this gift has essentially come to say, here's a bunch of business and opportunity. And he was welcome, like you said. He was open to opportunity and open to saying yes. And how can we make this happen? How can we make it work? And they now, I believe, have over 40 houses that they have rented float pieces to. And he's kept his people busy and will be able to pay them through the season.
That is so amazing. That's such a feel-good.
I went into a retail store down here at Mardi Gras More, and he had sold out of most of his decorations. I've been to Toomey's, and they were busier than they have been in ages, and they're super excited to have all this new business walking in the door. I've been to Al's Five and Dime. These are all locally owned businesses that this effort has really impacted them immediately. It's great to see.
When no one is going to let the good times roll with Mobile's month-long and citywide Mardi Gras celebration, it's more than just a city missing a great party. The financial impact, this is tens to hundreds of millions of dollars of lost tax revenue and hundreds of businesses, artists, and companies being put into financial jeopardy, not to mention their employees. Instead of taking this laying down, a couple of very smart Mobile revelers have started the Mobile Porch Parade to keep the Mardi Gras spirit alive in Mobile, Alabama. Not only that, but while in the process, it's going to save a ton of jobs. It's creating a new permanent revenue source for desperate float builders for years to come. It's also uplifting the spirits of old and young during this most festive time in our city. Today in the studio is Stacy Wellborn, and she's going to explain Mobile Porch Parade. She's going to talk about it in detail, tell why it started, and what has been the immediate impact with the community. And how's everyone, including you, how can you get involved? How can you be a part of it and be a part of Mobile Mardi Gras? Hey, I'm Karen. I'm a former CPA, entrepreneur, business consultant with big ideas.
Welcome to Cheers to Business.
Today we have back Stacy Wellborn, otherwise known as Lady Wellborn, here in Mobile, Alabama. Thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Always. I love talking with you.
I love talking with you, and you're so informative. Now, we're in COVID, we're in Mardi Gras season, and we can't have parades.
I know, it stinks.
It really sucks. Go ahead. I'm going to call it what it is, and it just plain sucks. So tell me, I've been working a lot lately, so I haven't really been watching the news. I've seen so much on Facebook, though, about Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
So tell me what's going on.
A friend of mine, Suzanne Sarver, actually started website Mobile Porch Parade, 2 weeks ago tomorrow. So it's been less than 2 weeks. She sent a note to a group of girls on Instagram and said, hey, I just started this thing. Go check it out. And so I did. And then I said, well, do you have a Facebook page? She goes, no, I don't really do Facebook. And I said, girl, you've got to have a Facebook page.
Everyone's got to have a Facebook page.
So she's like, well, will you do it? And I was like, sure. And so I basically set up a Facebook page on Wednesday morning. And then all of a sudden it became the PR representative for this offer.
Because that's what you do.
And I love it. And being a downtowner and living in the old neighborhoods and being a part of this community, I personally was very sad to not be able to participate in Mardi Gras, decorate for Mardi Gras. I was ready just to put the Christmas away and wait for summer.
Yeah, we were supposed to ride week before last on Dolphin Island. So my husband and I have been in that organization since 2005.
Wow.
And so it's sad everywhere. I think the financial impact, though, is the saddest thing of all.
Yes, definitely.
It's funny when the mayor of New Orleans and the mayor of Mobile get into it about where Mardi Gras started. We all know it started in Mobile, Alabama.
That's
just
right.
FYI. And everybody sees it as a big party. Mobile's a little bit family friendlier. There are no rules in New Orleans.
Right.
Right. But if you look past the party, somebody interesting, the Mobile mask. I was reading something he wrote, and he says, it's not this year that we're really going to feel the impact. The restaurants will. The bars will. Toomey's Mardi Gras, where you buy your throws and your beads and places like that. But the costume makers.
Yes.
All right. They're not going to feel it this year because
everybody pre-ordered and prepaid for this year. And
they'll just wear them next year.
Right.
But what are they going to do the year after? Next year, getting ready.
Right.
From there to the stores where they buy their supplies and the trickle-down effect.
Well, and the float designers and all of the artists involved in that. I mean, as you say, they were all set and ready to go for this year and basically put it on hold, and they'll just run those next year. So those float designers won't have work for the next year.
Well, you got the designers, but how about all those people who make all that paper mache and put the lights on? It's hard for me to feel sorry for the beer, and the liquor people, because people drinking more now than ever, I think.
Right.
I think they're okay, except the bars and restaurants.
Well, I
Hotels.
I have a friend that works at a downtown restaurant, and she mentioned that in the weekend before Mardi Gras, in a 3-day period, they sell $100,000 worth of bushwhackers
Holy cow.
in 3 days.
That's insane.
That is insane. One, that we drink that much, but two,
It's a lot of people.
That's a huge hit to them to not, and that's just one item on the menu. So imagine the total impact of not having Mardi Gras this year.
All right. Now the tips for the waitresses, their hours are cut back, and people you cut 50% capacity.
The economic impact is huge. It's certainly huge this year, but I'm with you. I think next year it's going to be even worse. And so that's why the Porch Parade has really been such a blessing. In one way, we're able to give back. So we've been able to encourage residents to work with local float builders, local artists, even the retail shops. Go spend your money in those retail shops, those locally owned shops specifically, and buy some new decorations. I mean, for every little ball that you buy to put up on your front porch, I mean, that means something to somebody. So even if you spend $10 here and $10 there, that's money that retailer didn't have.
Oh, yeah. And their staff.
Yeah.
I just feel for the staff, too. Now, I've been saying since the beginning of this crazy stuff, I don't even know what to say anymore, is look for opportunities. So this is what this person did.
Yeah. Basically, Suzanne was sitting around seeing all this talk and lamenting of no Mardi Gras, and then did see, I will say, New Orleans kind of got started on the crew of house floats before we did, and she saw that and said, well, heck, we can do that too. So she started the mobileporchparade.com website and encouraging everyone to decorate their front porch, their front door, their yard, their house, their business, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just decorate. And so that when you're riding around town, you get the spirit of Mardi Gras. And what I love about it is it's not just Mardi Gras in downtown Mobile or in Daphne or, wherever, or Dauphin Island. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it is everywhere.
So now you ride through any neighborhood. I'll tell you, we have over 300 houses have registered.
Stacy, if I want to do this, can I still register?
Technically, no. We closed registration on Sunday, January 24th, but really so that we could get everyone on the map and distributed. But that shouldn't stop you from participating.
I agree.
We want everybody to participate, whether you're on the map or not, it doesn't matter. We did that really just to show the scale and then allow people to create their own driving or walking or biking tours, self-guided tours. So while we're not necessarily taking reservations or registrations, we certainly encourage more people, anybody, everybody, please decorate for Mardi Gras, because the more we do, the more happy everyone will be.
You know what you just did?
What's that?
You provided a great example of managing a business.
Oh, thank you.
Well, Stacy, this is a business show.
Yes.
All right. So reason that I was so excited about you coming on is, one, the financial impact of not having something, but then finding other ways to do it. I've been all about that all year long, and I'm talking 12 months, not 3 weeks. The impact of looking at things another way and doing them another way and still making people smile. And they might be able to pay their power bill.
Well, I'll tell you, when this all started, a neighbor of mine called and said, hey, I just talked to this float guy, and he is willing to consider renting us float pieces. And I was like, okay, count me in. And so I connected. And when I met Craig the first time, he said, 3 days ago, I was not sleeping at night. I didn't know how I was going to pay my people. And they're so important to me. I want them to be able to pay their bills. And now this gift has essentially come to say, here's a bunch of business and opportunity. And he was welcome. Like you said, he was open to opportunity and open to saying yes. And how can we make this happen? How can we make it work? And they now, I believe, have over 40 houses that they have rented float pieces to. And he's kept his people busy and will be able to pay them through the season.
That is so amazing. That's such a feel good. Mm-hmm. Isn't it strange that every time you fulfill a need and it creates happiness, mm-hmm. it's successful? Mm-hmm. I don't think there's a coincidence to that.
No, I agree. I had other artists the same who have said, I didn't have any business this season and now I'm booked. We had another designer, I won't say his name because I've kind of heard this secondhand, but just said that he typically contracts his time to one organization and that organization didn't need him.
Right.
And as a result, he's busier than ever because he's able to now help multiple people and actually is doing better this season than he has in seasons past.
I love it. I absolutely love it. The doors that are slamming in people's faces are opening up markets and ideas and creativity and pocketbooks.
Yeah. I went into a retail store down here, Mardi Gras More, and he had sold out of most of his decorations. I've been to Toomey's, and they were busier than they have been in ages, and they're super excited to have all this new business walking in the door. Been to Al's Five and Dime. Haven't been to Robert Moore yet, but these are all locally owned businesses that this effort has really impacted them immediately. It's great to see.
I think of people's mental health too, like your guy couldn't sleep, mm-hmm. The toll that it takes of wondering if you're going to be able to survive or have to let people go and they can't get a job mm-hmm. and feed their kids. I think the toll of it, that happiness and that ingrained smile that just automatically comes out that you don't think about mm-hmm. and you find yourself smiling. I think that is probably curing more mental anguish than anything else right now.
I'm just so glad to see so many people excited about this idea and decorating their homes. When we're putting out a map, Mobile Porch Parade, we'll put out a Google map.
Ooh, I want it.
February 1st, we'll put the link out and I'll share it with you. But I've seen preliminaries of it, and there are houses registered as far west as Cody Road, so past the airport. I think there's some down your way that have registered, and then all the way up into Satsuma and Creola. And we've even had people out of state register, and we're like, okay, well, we're probably not going to put those on the map, but that's how wide and spread and big this has gotten. So it's when you see the map, you will be so impressed by Mobilians.
I'm impressed already just even hearing about it.
To drive through my neighborhood, there's probably 50 houses decorated in the Oakley neighborhood right now.
See, I want to take the grandkids.
Yes.
And I was leaving downtown last week and was going down Dolphin Street or Government Street, and I saw one, mm-hmm. and it just made me smile.
Doesn't it?
And I went, you smile at people, you smile at your family, you laugh at stupid stuff on TV or a movie maybe. But I truly, genuinely smiled.
Just driving down the street. It's a surprising smile.
It
right?
was. It felt so good. I felt like the Grinch in my heart grew a little bit,
Yeah.
So,
for sure. We were out on our front yard on Saturday adding to our porch decorations. And I was probably out there about 4 or 5 hours. And it was a constant stream of people. There was a group of about 15 ladies and their dogs were out walking the neighborhood. And then tons of families walking, and the kids just love it because a lot of the decorations are children's books. So mine's Where the Wild Things Are. My neighbor's Paw Patrol. They have a 12-foot dog in their front yard.
So is all this stuff coming from past Mardi Gras floats?
It is, yes. So most of us have engaged with a gentleman named Craig Stevens with Carnival Artists, and he had 2 or 3 warehouses full of Mardi Gras float sculpture. And basically you can walk through and pick something. And
so are you renting them?
So you rent them, yes.
So they found a way to make money.
Mm-hmm, they did. So this was all just junk sitting in a warehouse.
It's not junk.
It's not junk. I shouldn't say that. No, it's awesome. Like to go through the warehouse is actually a really great experience.
Where's the warehouse?
He's on South Houston.
Really?
And there's some others around, but he's been the one that really embraced this idea. As you say, find opportunity, let's run with it.
And I'm not looking for exact prices, but is it expensive?
It can get expensive. I mean, it's and from a few hundred to the most I've heard anybody spending is $1,200 to $1,500.
Okay.
But it's for 3
You
or 4 weeks.
spend that on throws. I'm
Exactly.
sorry, but that's nothing to spend on Mardi Gras throws.
Well, I have to tell you, I really thought that Johnny was going to be upset with me over this, that I was spending this money. And in my mind, I had all my logic ready to be like, okay, but this. And really, he and I would easily spend that kind of money on throws.
Absolutely.
Between us. And I thought, okay, well, let's do this. We're helping this artist. We're growing community. We're doing something fun for our neighborhood and our city. So let's do it. And I just said, pull the trigger. And then not only did he not give me any grief for it, he totally bought in and went and spent more money on like lights and, decorations and all these things. So now we just have this massive art piece on our front porch. It's really quite amazing.
It is amazing. And I hope Johnny puts a picture in it when he posts this page so just people can see what's going on. If you're born and raised here like me, Mardi Gras is ingrained in you. Mm-hmm. I missed out on a lot being a CPA for 25 years, but still always had my day, or you found a night to take the kids to a night parade downtown. Mm-hmm. And, who can enjoy a Mardi Gras ball?
Oh, yeah.
And I would think that togetherness is bringing to the communities is huge.
Well, it really is. And even my neighborhood association has not traditionally done this, but now because of all of this, is going to hire a couple of brass bands on a couple of different days that weekend and have them just walk around the neighborhood so that families can just sit on their porch and get a sense of the music, right? I mean, that's something we haven't really talked about is the musicians.
Yeah.
So, have the brass bands just walk through the neighborhood and let people kind of be out and celebrating Mardi Gras safely and in your pod if you need.
Yeah.
But still get the joy of the sounds of Mardi Gras as well.
Well, down where I live, Foul River, it's hard to get people to come down there. But there was a Foul River Mardi Gras parade. And it's called the ORR. And so we're all, one of the neighbors put out that he's on the corner and that's where we all gather. And he said, no parade, I'm so sad. I said, well, can we come down through the cul-de-sac? Mm-hmm. Just have the grandkids or kids lined up with an ice chest, just throw
Right.
stuff. We have throws.
That's right.
All right, so you said Oakley has a ton, like
Yes.
40 houses that are doing this. So is there a day that's more encouraged to come out? It's others like Mardi Gras Day?
Well, great question. And we do have a private group for all the folks who've registered, and they're currently voting. And I think what we're going to do is encourage folks to do tours on Saturday, February 13th, and or Mardi Gras Day. Some people don't have Mardi Gras Day off, some do, and so that would be a great day to participate. So either Saturday the 13th or Tuesday the 16th.
All right, so I just had this mental picture of me being in the back of my husband's truck with the grandkids, and we're throwing out those throws that we didn't get to use at the homeowners who did this. But then it hit me slap in the face. I was listening to 106.5 this morning with Dan and Dalton, and Josh Woods was on at the grounds. Mm-hmm. And I'd seen his cow picture on Facebook. He's got a cow. It's a float with a cow on it. And doesn't everybody have one?
Right.
And so what they're doing is they're taking, you can nominate your neighborhood. And this morning he said they're going to pick 2 to 3. They have a marching band.
Wow.
They have, I don't know how many floats, all socially distanced, but you walk out in your yard and they're going to, they said, secretly notify the neighborhood so it didn't pack up. Mm-hmm. So people come out of their houses, their floats go, and they're going to be doing throws off of it. I went, Josh Woods, you are just...
That's a brilliant idea.
I could say it like it said on the Uncle Henry show. Josh Woods.
Well, it's just another example of being creative and bringing Mardi Gras to the people versus the people to Mardi Gras.
I love Mobile.
I do too.
All right. So how does somebody find out more information, the map? Where do they go on the web?
So our website is mobileporchparade.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, and we encourage people to tag us or use the hashtag Mobile Porch Parade in any photos that they post.
So that's what they search is
Yep.
Mobile Porch Parade.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, you heard it. We'll also put it in the links to the show for you. And I want to go ahead and do my cheers early.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Cheers to people like you, Stacy, that are creative and just want to reach out and create happiness. And cheers to Mobile, and cheers to Mobile Mardi Gras.
Well, I agree with you. Cheers.
Thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Thank you for having me. I always enjoy it.
Good times.
Good times. Happy Mardi Gras, everybody.
Please be sure to subscribe to Cheers to Business podcast on iTunes or anywhere else that you get your podcast. Visit our Facebook and be sure to give us a like. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to discuss, shoot us an email from the website cheerstobusiness.com.